because we are announcing something which will be very useful for the diagnosis of diabetes. I am Dr. Mohan. Most of you know me. I am the President of the Madras Diabetes Research Foundation and Chairman of Dr. Mohan's Diabetes Specialty Center. I will introduce my team and then I will Vice President of the Madras Diabetes Research Foundation.
We are a medical diagnostics provider. You provide genetic testing for any problems in the genes.
Because we are announcing and launching for two reasons. One is we are announcing and launching a new diagnostic panel of tests with which we can very accurately diagnose diabetes. I'll give you an example. When it's hepatitis A, hepatitis B and all, then we realize that hepatitis B is a very bad type. That's the one which leads to cirrhosis, death. A, they always recover within 2-3 weeks. Then C, D, E all started coming. And then the whole field became very much bigger. Now when we say jaundice, people say, "Other type, A or B or C or D." So about 20 years ago when I started diabetes, not 20, 40 years ago when I started diabetes, we used to do only one thing, sugar blood sugar path. Today we have gone one step further also. By doing genetic testing, finding out the hereditary nature, genetic testing, by testing the DNA, testing the genes, we can correctly say this is the type of diabetes. Why should we know that? Because each one has its own treatment. So for that, for this press conference, we are going to announce that we have now got a panel, a genetic panel. It's been our dream to produce this after almost 20 years of research. Now, in collaboration with our partners MedGenome, we are able to announce today that we are going to have that. The second part,
which tells you that we now know that in the top 2 countries, India is number 2, 92 million by the year 2025. Now if you look at, again this is data from INDIAB, if you look at when the risk for diabetes starts, at what age does this risk start, here we have data from 4 different parts of the country. It takes off there. 25 to 30 is called MODY, or the maturity onset diabetes of the young. Okay, so this is a specific type of diabetes that can come in young people, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And the last is the genetic syndromes. So all these types of diabetes can occur in a young individual. So what do we mean when we say polygenic? We see in about 5%, usually it's a single gene defect. It has an autosomal dominant inheritance. This means that in every generation the disease will manifest. So when you problem there, and they're usually very thin people, they're not the usual type 2 fat people, they're usually thin people. So MODY, there are many different types of MODY. Till date we have got 13 subtypes that have been implicated, 13 different genes that have been implicated to cause different types of MODY. And it's very important, like I told you, to determine what will happen to the patient. Some types of MODY develop complications, some type of MODY will not develop complications.
But as Dr. Anjana said, within MODY itself there are different types, 13 types. You don't have to go into this. ஒரு 10 வருஷம் மாத்திரையில கண்ட்ரோல் ஆகும், அதுக்கப்புறம்
sir, one sec.
இப்பதான் கேள்விகள்